Welcome back to Wheel Rev, where we dive deep into the machines that keep our passion for two wheels alive. Today, we've got something really special lined up. It's the 2025 Honda Africa Twin 650, a motorcycle that takes one of Honda's most iconic adventure platforms and scales it into a package designed to be approachable, versatile, and still undeniably rugged. This is a bike aimed at riders who want the spirit of the legendary Africa Twin but in a lighter, more affordable, and more manageable form. And Honda seems to have hit the sweet spot with this one. The Africa Twin name carries decades of credibility in the adventure bike world. Riders know it as the machine that can cover thousands of miles of tarmac, then keep going when the road runs out. But with the 1100cc Africa Twin towering over many new riders, Honda saw the gap for something more accessible. The 650 slots right in between the CB500X and the flagship 1100, and it brings a blend of usability, off-road capability, and everyday practicality that will appeal to a huge range of riders. Think of it as the bike that can take you to work Monday to Friday, then load up with panniers and point towards the horizon on Saturday. Let's talk about the heart of the machine first. Honda has gone with a parallel twin 650cc engine, tuned to deliver a strong mid-range punch rather than outright top-end numbers. On paper, you're looking at around 75 horsepower and just under 70 Nm of torque. That's enough to keep highway cruising effortless while still feeling lively in the city and confidence-inspiring on gravel trails. It's not an engine that overwhelms you with brute force, and that's the point. It's tractable, smooth, and predictable. Honda also gives you the option of their dual-clutch transmission, a feature that has become a bit of a signature in the Africa Twin family. Whether you stick to the manual 6-speed or go with the DCT, the gearbox feels refined and well-matched to the engine's character. Performance-wise, the bike sits on a steel semi-double cradle frame that's both strong and forgiving. Suspension is handled by Showa, with long travel front forks and a rear shock designed to soak up rough terrain while still keeping things composed on the highway. With about 210 mm of ground clearance, the Africa Twin 650 feels ready for dirt roads and light trails without towering over shorter riders. The seat height comes in at just under 830 mm in the standard trim, with an optional lower seat that brings it closer to 810. That makes it much more approachable than the big 1100, especially for riders who don't want to wrestle with a tall, heavy adventure bike. Braking is taken care of by dual front discs with radial mount calipers and a single rear disc, backed by switchable ABS. Honda has included multiple riding modes, traction control, and cornering ABS to give you confidence on all surfaces. For riders who want to explore, being able to adjust or even disable traction aids when the road turns into a dirt path is a huge plus. The electronics package is intuitive, displayed on a crisp TFT touchscreen that supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's the kind of tech that makes long rides easier without feeling like overkill. Design-wise, the Africa Twin 650 borrows heavily from its big brother. It has that rally-inspired front fairing with the tall screen, LED headlights with a sharp signature look, and bodywork that feels slim at the waist but broad at the shoulders. The ergonomics are pure adventure bike: upright bars, wide stance, and plenty of room to move when you're standing on the pegs. Honda has also thought about practicality, with integrated luggage mounting points, a sturdy rear rack, and options for panniers and a top case straight from the factory. The overall weight comes in around 210 kilograms for the manual version and slightly more for the DCT. That's significantly lighter than the 1100, and you really feel it when maneuvering at low speeds or picking your way through a rocky trail. Price is another area where the Africa Twin 650 shines. Honda has set the base model at around $10,499 in most markets, with the DCT version and higher trim levels pushing closer to $11,500. That puts it squarely in competition with mid-range adventure bikes like Yamaha's 10-year 700, KTM's 790 Adventure, and Suzuki's V-Strom 800. But Honda's trump card is balance. While the 10-year is more off-road focused and the KTM is more performance-oriented, the Africa Twin 650 gives you a little of everything in a very approachable package. It's comfortable, well-equipped, dependable, and carries the Africa Twin DNA without requiring you to make big sacrifices. What really sets the 650 apart is how user-friendly it is. Adventure bikes can sometimes intimidate riders with their size, weight, or complexity, but Honda has managed to keep the Africa Twin 650 welcoming without stripping away the character. It still looks and feels like a true adventure machine, yet it's one you could happily commute on, ride around town, or take on a multi-day trip without breaking the bank or breaking your back. That versatility is its unique selling point. Honda isn't just targeting hardcore adventurers with this bike, they're opening the door to a whole new wave of riders who want the adventure look and capability in a package they can live with every day. In short, the 2025 Honda Africa Twin 650 feels like it could be the sweet spot in the adventure lineup. It's got enough power to be fun, enough comfort to cover distance, enough tech to keep up with modern expectations, and a price tag that makes sense. Whether you're upgrading from a smaller bike or just looking for something that blends practicality with the spirit of adventure, this is a machine that deserves serious attention. Honda has taken the essence of what made the Africa Twin iconic and distilled it into a package that's lighter, more affordable, and easier to ride without losing its soul.